A lot of changes in the French mobile phone market right now. What's the latest?
Yes, French telecom stocks, they've been rallying on the news of a deal between two of the biggest names in the sector. Bouygues has agreed to sell its network capabilities to Iliad, a rival that operates under the name Free. The €1.8 billion deal would include 15,000 mobile phone masts. It's seen as a preemptive move by Bouygues to head off regulator concern. It's looking to merge with a third player in this game, SFR, and without concessions, that deal may become too unpalatable for competition authorities. The network deal with Iliad is contingent on the success of Bouygues' bid to take over SFR. Meanwhile, shares in Iliad, they got a boost this Monday by the deal as it may improve its ability to compete. Shares also traded higher as the owner of Free posted a sharp increase in yearly sales and profits. Its net profit was 42% higher, hitting €265 million. And if we take a look at those telecom shares, Iliad saw the biggest gains. Its shares gained more than 11% on Monday, while Bouygues gained almost 9%. Shares in operator Numericable, meanwhile, they took a real hit. Like Bouygues, Numericable wants to take over SFR, but that bid appears to be facing an uphill battle, and we'll bring you those market figures later on. Now, here's a look at some other market winners this Monday. The American fruit company Chiquita is merging with Irish rival Fifes. The combination of the two would create the world's largest banana supplier. The two companies together sell fruit and other produce for $4.6 billion every year. The deal requires shareholder and regulatory approval before it goes through, but investors, they are welcoming it with open arms. Shares in Fifes closed 43% higher in Europe, and Chiquita shares, they're up around 10% this hour. And that takes us to a look at the wider stock market picture this Monday. In the United States, the markets have closed in negative territory, not by much, though, for the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. The American markets are closing 1 hour earlier for us here in Europe, this as the United States changed its clocks over the weekend. Now, the picture was pretty negative in Europe as well at the close. The only outlier was the CAC 40 here in Paris, as it was pulled higher by those telecom shares I was talking about before. Downbeat economic data from Japan and China, they're also putting pressure on global markets. And if we take a look at that data from China and Japan, Chinese exports fell 18% in February in comparison to the same month last year. That fall was much sharper than expected, and it pushed China into a rare monthly trade deficit. Authorities blame the Lunar New Year holiday season for the weak result, but some analysts say it can't be the entire explanation, adding to concerns that the Chinese economy is slowing down. Meanwhile, Japan has posted slower than expected fourth quarter growth, according to a revised batch of data. The economy expanded at a rate of 0.2% between October and December. That's in comparison to the previous 3-month period. This is fueling concerns that a massive effort by Japan's government to stimulate the economy lost steam in the fourth quarter. And staying in Japan, Tuesday marks the 3-year anniversary of the giant tsunami that sparked a nuclear disaster at Fukushima in Japan. The crisis has sparked a heated debate on the future of the nuclear industry in the country. But 3 years on, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has his sights set on restarting mothballed reactors again. Delana D'Souza has more.
The nuclear industry in the world's third-largest economy is seeing better times after the Fukushima disaster. The crisis forced the shutdown of the country's 50 nuclear reactors, and while Japan remains a country divided over the role of nuclear energy in its future, its prime minister is determined to restart idle reactors.
Using inspection protocols set by the Independent Nuclear Regulation Authority that are the strictest in the world, we plan to restart nuclear reactors that have adhered to these standards.
Shinzo Abe is committing to nuclear as he's trying to close a record trade deficit. Since 2011, the country has increased its dependence on fuel imports, which in turn has driven up the cost of electricity. Japan has spent billions to decommission the Fukushima plant, and it may take decades to complete the cleanup. The biggest problem now is dealing with the radioactive water that's been used to cool the reactors.
TEPCO is making progress on the water management plan, but I'm not satisfied yet. I still would like to see a more comprehensive, integrated water management plan.
And while Japan will restart some nuclear plants, the decision may have political consequences for Shinzo Abe. A protest against nuclear power was held in Tokyo last Sunday.
OK, that is the business news for now. I'll be back again in an hour. Laura.
Marcus, thanks very much. Let's find out now what's got people clicking and sharing over the past 24 hours. It's time for Web News.